How's it going, guys? This is the American Foot Channel, and I just wanted to really quickly review the Messi tour. I mean the Inter Miami preseason tour. Yeah, I want to review it really quick, just talk about it. But before that, guys, don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, okay? Don't forget to. So the Inter Miami preseason tour, which, by the way, it's not too often when this happens with an MLS team. The last time I remember this happening was back when Beckham came to LA Galaxy. And I remember they even went to Australia to play. I remember they did a little bit of a tour back then, but that was a long time ago. So there hasn't been this much buzz about a MLS team since the Beckham era. Obviously, big superstar, but now we get Messi. Really big deal, one of the best players of all time. So it was always going to be a big deal, and here is where this tour came. So the tour actually started in El Salvador, funny enough, my family's home country, El Salvador. They were actually going to play the national team in El Salvador. El Salvador's national team, most of the national team plays in the El Salvador League, which is not a very good standard of football. So there was quite a bit of the starters and some young players from El Salvador. They had never really been with the national team, so it was a good mix. So that was their first preseason game, and they tied 0-0 in what I would describe as a boring game. Pretty boring game, but it is preseason. You couldn't expect too much. Messi played that first half. Yeah, not really anything too exciting. 0 goals. He played only the first 45, which is understandable. It's preseason. And yeah, then people just got uninterested after that. It was pretty wild to see the Estadio Cuscatlán actually with a lot of pink instead of the blue of their national team. These people, they have no shame there. But there was a lot of pink for Messi. But yeah, it was a boring game, and the people got to see Messi, but he didn't really do a whole lot. And it was Luis Suarez in that game as well too, and Busquets and Alba. They were all there. So that was their first game. So it was just a boring 0-0 draw. Then afterwards, they had to go play FC Dallas in Dallas. I believe they played in the Cotton Bowl, which there was a bunch of pictures out there of not the best attendance. So that was a 1-0 win for Dallas. The Messi tour, still winless. And then afterwards, they had to go play in Saudi Arabia against Al Hilal, Neymar's team. But Neymar's injured, so he wasn't going to play. They were down 2-0 pretty early. And then somehow they got closer, and they ended up losing 4-3, which, you know, this was part of the MLS versus Saudi League debate for some people. Not really, guys. You know, it's preseason. I believe the Saudi Arabian league has not been playing for a while, too, because of the Asian Cup. These Inter Miami players are also in preseason. They haven't played a game in months. They had to fly all the way over there after going to Central America and then back to the States. So I wouldn't have put too much stock into this. Still a little bit embarrassing that, you know, they were down so early. But, I mean, it's just a preseason game. And like I said, this really shouldn't factor into that. But it's still kind of hilarious to see this Messi tour not going so well so far. And then a few days later, they had to go play Al Nassr, which is actually Cristiano Ronaldo's team. But Cristiano Ronaldo did not play. It was announced he wasn't going to play. And Messi wasn't going to play either, but due to contractual, I can't even say that word, contractual reasons, he ended up coming in like the last 10 minutes. And guys, this was a disaster for Miami. They lost 6-0. They were down once again pretty early. Drake Callender, pretty big blunder in eating that goal from beyond, not even in the midfield. It was from El Nassr's side of the field, of the pitch. It was Almir Laporte, so he scored on him from there. It was a disaster, guys. Pretty bad look. Like I was saying earlier, it's a preseason game, but this is a pretty bad look, you know. And a lot of people out there aren't going to realize that Miami's not the best team in MLS, even though they have Messi in their team, and Suarez and Busquets, whatever. It's not the best team, you know. The thing about MLS, like, it's not a top league, it's not the best league, but the thing is, you got to know how to build a roster. You can't just get like 3 or 4 really good players, because they might be able to carry you so far, but if you don't know how to build a roster because of the restrictions, because of the rules, the salary cap, you might struggle quite a bit. People have been saying that Inter Miami are the favorites this season to win in MLS, and maybe they are one of the favorites, but I can't see them winning. Like they just kind of like get all these really good pieces and just try to put them together to see what sticks. Yeah, you got to know how to build a roster for sure. But I mean, they're still going to do good. They have good players. They have Messi, one of the greatest players of all time. So they're not going to be terrible. And, he's going to be here from the beginning of the season, which hopefully he is, because it looks like he might have got injured. Because, they still had to go play in Hong Kong, in Asia. Well, Saudi Arabia is in Asia, but they had to go play in Eastern Asia. They actually won that one. They won 4-1. But if you guys have been watching the Asian Cup, Hong Kong is not exactly the highest standard of football. This was a league combined 11, so it was like the all-star team from the Hong Kong league. The level there, you could only imagine. So they did beat them 4-1, that's fine. They went to Japan and they tied 0-0 with Vissel Kobe, which was a team that Iniesta used to play in. And then they lost some penalties, whatever. But not a good tour for Messi and friends. It's kind of funny to see, them struggle. It's preseason though, like I said, but still, it's a little embarrassing. This was MLS's or Miami's idea of showing what our league has, and wasn't too good of a showing. But Messi may have been injured now, and so he might be injured for the beginning of the season. I don't know. I'm just making this up. I'm not making this up, but I'm just speculating. So, was this tour really worth it? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm sure Miami made quite a bit of money. Messi didn't play in that Hong Kong game, and the people were mad. They were booing everyone. They were booing Miami. They were booing all the players. And then I heard that supposedly some of these people might get refunded some of their money because they were promised Messi would be there, and he didn't play a single minute. So it's been interesting, man. This is an interesting preseason for MLS. Like seeing a team like Miami, like, go all over the world basically from here to like Central America and then back, and they still have to play Newell's, Messi's original club, Newell's Old Boys. They still have to play them in Miami, so that's gonna be interesting. But will he even play, man? Like, they're risking a lot of the players' health on these long ass like flights and these games like every few days. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy preseason. You don't really see this from MLS teams. It's kind of rare. Because, realistically, a lot of people across the pond aren't really going to care to go see an MLS in the preseason. It's not like when Manchester United or Real Madrid come to the States or they go to Asia, people line up to watch it. It's not the same. MLS teams don't have that same kind of pull, obviously. So, usually they play preseasons here and there. They'll play a lot behind closed doors, like my team is. They're playing in SoCal. So that's what you see. So it's kind of crazy to see this, like, rock star tour of Inter Miami, Messi and friends. It's interesting, guys. But yeah, so far it hasn't looked good for Messi and his friends. I hope they don't win anything this season. Personally, that's not my team. I enjoy watching MLS, but it doesn't mean I cheer for all the teams. I like my team. If my team doesn't win, I care less who wins it, as long as like LA Galaxy or Seattle Sounders don't win it. But anyways, guys, this is just my little review of the Messi tour, the Rockstar tour, the Rolling Stones. But anyways, don't forget to hit the like button, guys, and don't forget to subscribe, and y'all have a good one.